Shalom, shalom, shalom. Start off by saying Kal Halayim La, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Double honors to our apostles and elders. You know what I'm saying? Great millstone. Shalom, salutation. The always sincere Akims calls for four winds, pushing the truth and sincerity of heart. I'm your fellow servant Kasama guy from the DC camp, and I'm coming at you through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Hakodash, the feed the elect. Basically, we got some news going on in business right now. Trade wars, the dollar collapsing, Putin is worried, Jacob Rothschild, so it's quite a bit. I'm going to read a little bit of these articles and bring some scriptures, man, and, again, just being aware of prophecy, the collapse of the economy, which is on its way, and the installment of the microchip, which is the RFID, which is the mark of the beast. Right here it says, business news on RT, it says, let's replace U.S. dollar with Russian gold, Moscow exchange chief suggests Russian gold could become the perfect alternative to conservative investments in the greenback, the CEO of Russia's key trading floor, Moscow exchange. So, now they're talking about, Russia's talking about, hey, man, let's use Russian gold as the currency because the dollar is trash, okay? That's exactly what it is. The dollar is trash right now, man. So you got this news right there. It says Russia cuts foreign debt to decade low while boosting national reserves. Okay, so they're cutting down their debt. Why? Because Russia's using their gold, man. Gold is real money. Is real substance. America what America has is a fiat money. You know what I'm saying? Reserves notes are fiat money. IOUs. It's paper money. It's not backed by any gold or silver. Okay, but the only reason why the dollar is still relevant is because the dollar is still used as the currency to buy oil. That's why it's called a petrodollar, because what the dollar is backed by the Saudi Arabian oil. Okay, that's why it still has relevance in the world. Okay, but other than that, America's getting ready to collapse, and America's economical system is getting ready to collapse. But that's going to bring down a lot of other nations, all right? So we have this one news that I brought up, right, about Russia talking about let's replace U.S. dollar with Russian gold, and then you can read that, and then you also have this news right here. So this is Rothschild, Jacob Rothschild himself, right? The devil that the Bible speaks of. Jacob Rothschild worried about New World Economic Order. And these are articles, and brand new articles. Look at the dates, right? The recent articles. Alright, it says Rothschild worried about New World Economic Order. It said Jacob Rothschild has voiced concern about the global financial system that was established after World War II. The billionaire banker points to the U.S.-China trade war and Eurozone crisis as the key problems putting economic order at risk. In 9/11 and in the 2008 financial crisis, this is what he's saying. The powers of the world work together with a common approach. Cooperating today is proven much more difficult. This puts at risk the post-war economic and security order. Rothschild warned in his investment trust half-year result commentary. Right, because the Rothschilds, man, they in control of all the financial systems in the world, the IMF, the Federal Reserve, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And right along with the Rockefellers. So they're setting up all these scandals. You know what I'm saying? They're setting all of it, man. Look, Rothschild Bank caught up in money laundering scandals. But they're not going to be having any punishment because they control the money, man. All right? That's why the Rothschilds are the god to this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? And they go back to whom? The Esau, and the Edomites, all right, of the Bible. The scripture said that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You control the money, you control the people, you control the food, you control everything, man. It says in economics, the post-war order is usually referred to a monetary management system which led to a rise of the U.S. dollar as a dominant currency. In the circumstances, our policy is to maintain our limited exposure to quoted equities and to enter into new commitments with great caution, Rothschild added. Okay? So it says right down here, he says the cycle is in its 10th positive year, the longest on record. We are now seeing some areas of weaker growth emerge. Indeed, the IMF has recently predicted some slowdown, the investment banker said. So everybody's predicting a slowdown, but that slowdown is going to turn into a crash because the currency, the dollar, has pretty much run its course. It's run its course, man, and now you need to replace the dollar with a new currency. And we know that new currency to be is going to be the microchip. It's going to be the RFID microchip, which is also known in the scriptures as the mark of the beast. All right, because really, to be honest, I mean, it's a devil's technology, but you talking about the efficiency of the microchip, right along with the 5G that's coming out. That's why Esau cannot wait. These Edomites, so-called white people, the heads, the elites, the Rothschild Illuminatis, they can't wait to set up on the microchip using a 5G because the efficiency of it, they're going to have control of every single penny, man. Every single penny that's moving around the planet, they're going to have access to that. And they're going to have access to everybody, taxes and everything like that. So they want to tax the whole planet, every inhabitant of this earth. And if you're not taxable, you're going to have to die. You know what I'm saying? Meaning if you don't take the microchip, then we can't tax you, then you're going to have to die. So those are the times that we're coming into. And to do that, you got to collapse this economy. All right. Now, the third article is Putin, right? The head of Gog and Magog, okay? The king of the modern day Medes. Putin warns of financial crisis the world has not yet seen. It said the global economy is facing a threat of its spiraling protectionist measures that can lead to a devastating crisis. Vladimir Putin warned nations must find a way to prevent this and establish rules on how the economy should work. It says the Russian president spoke out against the growing trend of using unilateral restrictions to achieve economic advantage as he addressed guests of the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum on Friday. The system, and listen to this, the system of multilateral cooperation, which took years to build, is no longer allowed to evolve. It is being broken in a very crude way, breaking the rules and becoming a new rule, he said. Basically, the system of multilateral cooperation where you're able to make trades and all with one currency, the dollar's currency, and everybody pretty much putting their currency to the side. The world is so interconnected. You're talking about on a financial level, on also on you're talking about computerized level, for lack of a better term. The world today is so interconnected that all it takes is for the main artery to bust and everything goes to shit. That's basically what Putin is saying. America goes boom, everybody goes bust. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he's saying. So you got to protect yourself, and that's why the Russians are protecting themselves by investing in more gold, okay? And so is the Chinese, the Moabites, okay? Look at what he says right here. The ability to impose sanctions arbitrarily and with no control fosters a temptation to use such restrictive tools again and again, which he's talking about America being able to put sanctions on people all willy-nilly. It says right and left in every case, which those sanctions affect other businesses because of the political views. It says regardless of political loyalty, talks about solidarity, past agreement, and long cooperation. He said right because right now you got America's put sanctions on Russia on the Nord Stream. We had Nord Stream 2, which is the gas pipe that Europe, the majority of the European continent, uses to gain natural gas from Russia. So when they put sanctions like that, Europe don't like that. But America's got that unilateral ability to put sanctions on people because they're still unfortunately recognized as the head in the world and the currency and the military powers. Okay, which is going to lead to the beast, which is NATO hating the whore being America in the book of Revelation. So this whole economical collapse is happening. 2019 is the year. I mean, I would be shocked. I will be shocked. As a man who's been doing this for as long as we've done it, start with our apostles and elders, I would be shocked if 2019 ain't the year when this economy goes belly up. So you got three sources right there. You got Jacob Rothschild worried. You got Putin that's worried. And then, of course, hey, Moscow's talking about possibly replacing the dollar with his currency, which that's not going to happen. But that's the sentiment that's going across the world right now, okay? Distrust, impending economical collapse. So let's get some scriptures to back it up. This is Zephaniah, let it load up. Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 11. It says, "Howl ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down." Right, because this is a season where merchant people are going to be crying their asses, man, off, because buying and selling is going to be restrictive. It's going to be highly regulated by this microchip, RFID microchip. It's not going to be a total shutdown of every goods. It's going to be an extreme regulation of everything on the planet, through a system, a micro soft system, which is a microchip. All right, it says, "For all the merchant people are cut down, and they that bear silver cut off." Right, so if you're not gonna play ball with the Rothchilds, you're gonna get cut off. Pretty much, when this economy collapses, you're gonna get cut off. Everybody that's gonna be able to make trades still are gonna be the ones who's gonna play ball with the Rothschilds and the Rockefeller and the elites. Us, the great millstone, hopeful elect Israelites, so-called Negroes, Spanish, and Native Americans, we ain't playing ball with the devil. Okay. It says, verse 12, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles," which that's happening right now, "and punish the men that are settled on their leaves," which those are the 2/3 out of the nation of Israel, and these other camps that are chilling while all hell is getting ready to break loose. They say in their heart, "The Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil." Right, but you always had a group of Israelites like that, like the Sadducees. The spirit of the Sadducees, they always believed the same way the Greeks believed, that the Most High had no business in the affairs of men, which is stupid. Okay, so the great crash is coming. The Zephaniah 1:10, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise of the crowd from the fish gate," meaning the house of the market, "and a howling from the second, and a great crash from the hills." All right, so the crash is coming, and you're getting your warnings now, man. And your warnings is not for you to stock up on gold and silver and food. Your warnings is to stock up on what? Faith, man. Your faith must explode right now, man. Because the time is coming. This is Ezekiel chapter 28:5. It says, "By that great wisdom." Actually, I'm going to start at 4. It says, "With that wisdom and with that understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and has gotten gold and silver into thy treasures," right? The elites, Edomites, it says. And also the heathens, they feed off of that, the children of men. It says, "By thy great wisdom, by thy great traffic has thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches." Right, so Jacob Rothschild, he's acting like he's worried. He ain't really worried. He's setting this whole shit up. How can you be worried when you're setting this up, man? But that's the devil for you, This is Proverbs 16:11. But it's already through the Spirit of the Lord, man, because there's a lot of injustices that's been done throughout the world through this economical system, and capitalism, democracy, capitalism, communism, none of that shit. All these isms, man, don't work. Okay? So this is Proverbs 16:11. It says, "A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bags are his works." So it's all about just weights, man. I mean, the way the American dollar works, the taxes, the usually overtaxing, inconsistencies in trades and so forth, so on and so forth. That's wicked, man. And the Lord has seen that for ages, and now he's tired. He's tired of it. It's time. It's time for this thing to collapse. I've been praying for this economy to collapse for years. This is Proverbs 20:10. It says, "Diverse weights and diverse measures, both of them are alike abomination to the Lord." So the American economy has been abomination in the sight of the Lord, man, for hundreds of years now, man. You know what I'm saying? So now it's got to pay up. You know what I'm saying? So it's time for this thing to go belly up. So if you put your hopes on this economy, you're finished. You're supposed to put your hope on Yahweh Shem Shai as an Israelite. Proverbs 28:8, it says, "He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance," Edomites, so-called white people, right? "He shall gather it for him that will pity the poor." So who pity the poor? Ain't the men out there in the highways and the edges speaking for the poor, the widows, the fatherless? Who else? If it ain't us out there in the highways and the edges of Great Millstone. Because we go in these other camps, IUIC and them, they're feeding on the fatherless. They're feeding on the widows. They don't pity the poor. Right? They call the poor the pocket. Come on, man. So, next scripture that I have is, this is Sirach chapter, let me see. Sirach chapter 26, verse 29. Sirach chapter 26, verse 29. Remember, it talks about the merchants. It says, a merchant shall hardly keep himself from doing wrong, and a huckster shall not be free from sin. And that's what Esau is. Esau, the scripture said, that merchandise, that traffic. But when you having all that money, you controlling that much traffic, the scripture said you're going to hardly keep yourself from doing something wrong, meaning from being a huckster, man. From cheating somebody out, from giving out diverse weights. Greed is going to creep in. That's why the scripture said labor not to be rich, because of greed, man. But Esau got a movie, Wall Street, and the subtitle is Greed is Good. So who is the devil? Who is that wicked merchant? This is Sirach chapter 27 and 2. It says, as nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stones, so doth sin stick close between buying and selling. See that? Between trades. That's why the American economy is collapsing, because it's a sinful economy. It's a wicked and abominable economical system. That's a sore eye to the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay? So that's why it's coming down, it's coming crashing down. And hopefully your investments is in faith and Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because if not, you're going to be swept right along with this economy, man. You're going to be swept away right along with this economy. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. It says, I'm going to finish with this. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So you got injuries, people died, the wars that came about for this money. The economical system that came about after the World War II was just that. They created a Second World War, a First and a Second World War for economical reasons and domination. These Edomites, so-called white people, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and now they're gonna create their final, which all those are just really trial ones for the final economical system they've always wanted to set up, which is total regulation of the planet Earth. Of the people and everything, any living being, and in the form of a microchipping, which is the RFID chip, mark of the beast, right? So they're gonna have to kill a lot of people to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but hey, listen, we out here hopeful. We prophets, the Lord. We giving you the alarm, man. Just wake up, stay strong, stay faithful, man, because it's gonna be a rocky ride, man. I mean, they coming. Esau's definitely coming, because he knows what's going on. He knows he has but a short time. So hopefully you brothers was edified, man. That's what's going on in the news financially right now. The 3 topics. Moscow talking about replacing the dollar as the currency. Not going to happen, but good news. Rothschild is worried about the economy and the economic order. And of course, Putin warns of financial crisis that the world has not yet seen. So yeah, those are all good news. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom, salutation, teaching, said Akim, comes 4 wins. Because I'm a guy from the DC camp. Same shalom.